If what you're dealing with meets these criteria, then you have to ask yourself, how do I bring this up? How can I approach this in my relationship? According to Dr. Marshall, in her book, she identifies 6 ways that you can assert your deal breakers in relationships. The first step is that you have to have clarity for yourself. The first one is know yourself, and you're going to ask yourself the following questions. Do the emotions that I have in this relationship feel familiar? What is it that makes it hard for me to think clearly? Be honest with yourself about what you really want and not just what you think you should want. So, this is the hard part because sometimes what is a deal breaker for us, we think maybe shouldn't be because other people are okay with it. Or maybe we question our own values if we hold something dear. So, this is like a soul searching of sorts in really being honest with yourself. How important really is this to me? The point of the question around, is this familiar to me? If there's unmet needs from childhood, that's why I asked that question. The reason I highlighted this question is because it speaks to this idea that if you come to the relationship like most of us do with some things that are unhealed in us, that will be evoked in the relationship, that will be activated by the relationship. That doesn't mean it's a deal breaker. So we have to separate it out. That just means that this is the perfect opportunity to bring the unhealed parts forward and the relationship becomes the healing container. So that question is designed for you to look inward and say, okay, if this feels really familiar, then part of the reason why it feels unbearable and why it might feel like a deal breaker is because it's touching on pain, old unhealed pain from a time in your life where you had no power. And so now you're feeling that same level of power and you think that the only way out is to leave the marriage. That's not necessarily the case. So you really want to check that. If your emotions that you're experiencing with this deal breaker are familiar, you want to give pause and you want to take extra caution to not be hasty in making a decision and deciding this is a deal breaker because there's a 50-50 chance that actually if you can heal some of that inside yourself, that it won't even be a deal breaker for you because they're just activating something that already lives in you, right? So that's how you know the difference. So you just have to be really honest with yourself. What is it that you really want? What must I have? And what am I really willing to stand on and take major risks and leave my comfort zone for? That's how you know that you're dealing with a deal breaker. So the first part is self exploration.